Hello everyone. Welcome back. It feels like spring. I know it's not true spring, but there's certainly a lot of activity going on in my garden right now that tells me that not everybody's got the message. For example, did you know only 20% of birds in Iowa stay here for the winter? All the others go off to warmer climates, and it makes sense. But that means a number of them are coming back and they're looking for homes. And this is about the time of year, as we're going into March, as they start scouting them out. Will these homes be ready for migratory birds in your yard when they return? Today we're going to make sure that that is the case. That means just cleaning out last year's debris and getting ready for this year's possible new tenants. I mean, after all, who really likes moving into a fixer-upper? Am I right? Okay, so strap in. This is pretty easy. First thing you're going to need though is some gloves. And if you're talking about a number of birdhouses that you're working on, I would also suggest a mask, because remember, there is a disease that you can catch, a bacteria, from bird poop if you're exposed to a lot of it. So just be warned. Okay, but if you're just doing something quick, only just a small number of birdhouses, and it's not something you do all the time, I think we're going to be okay. But you do want some gloves. All right, are you ready? Let's see what we've got. Okay, let's see what we have here. I'm not thinking there'll be too much in this one because, frankly, this one is mostly just decorative. What I do like about this, now this is on top of one of my homemade utility box covers. It's just 3 pieces of wood that I've painted and treated with another slab of wood up on top. So it just lifts off like a sleeve. It's bungee jumped in place, or bungee corded in place. And, so I'm not just looking at this ugly green box. But I put a birdhouse on here because it was looking kind of stark. And yeah, see, there's really not anything in that except for maybe some spider webs, and we'll let them stay. So if I had this in a better spot, it might be selected more by birds. So that's the first one, the easy one. Now some of these, I'm not sure are even designed to be cleaned out. Let me show you. So this one, for example, I put a little protective lid on the front because I noticed one year that some squirrels were going in after some finches that had nested in there. The hard part is it's, not real obvious how this thing cleans. I think this is designed to be perhaps swiveled out, but that might take a tool. Let's see what I've got. Okay, I just had to put it on the ground and use my fingers, but see, there is some debris in there, but not really enough, honestly, to be worried about anything that would deter birds, in other words. There's nothing in there. So I think that one's okay. I'll just put that back. Oop, it swivels the other way. There we go. Okay, so we can hang that one back up. All right, here's another one I had hanging up high in the tree. I also added a bird guard to this one because you can see the damage here is where some woodpeckers and squirrels were gnawing at it. They love to get in and get some of those babies. So, yeah. So this is the part in the back where they had made a bit of a nest, and then I noticed some birds coming out of there. So let's see what we've got. See, mostly it's just a series of little sticks in there that they have started to put together. So again, we're cleaning them out before they go looking for spaces that they want to occupy. A lot of birds will build in multiple houses and let their potential mates choose which one they like the best. So, I think this is a cool looking house, but hey, I'm not a bird. So there's that. But it looks, there was a brood that was raised in there last year. Cleaned it out. And we just put this back in place. And it's good to go. Okay, we can look on this one that's been here on the wall for a couple of years. Again, it's another one of those that I don't think is probably an ideal location that would be chosen by birds because it's too easily accessible by squirrels. You know, spiders, I'm not a big fan of them, but they do have a purpose in the garden. Okay. And what else we got over here? Now I've got 2 here. And again, it's kind of the same thing. I'm not sure that I'll really find a whole lot of activity in either one of these. So this is another one of those late season ads that I put in place, so I'm not anticipating anything being in here. Oops, what do we got here, bud? Now I think what I'm going to do, because I did get a hook that will help me do this a little bit, some of these bird feeders I'm going to hang higher up. I just hadn't been able to safely without a ladder. I don't trust myself on that either. Yeah, this one's got moss and all kinds of things from its previous tenant. It's really amazing. I love to see these. They're so cool. But yeah, this has been a bird favorite for quite some time. And probably because of this location. I mean, squirrels can't really shimmy down this pole too easily. And it's got another one of those metal protectors that I installed around the outside, so it's safe from woodpeckers. Yeah, I've had this thing probably 10 years. And a lot of birds have been raised in that, a lot of generations. So this birdhouse is primarily decorative, and there isn't a place on it to open it up to clean it. And there were some birds that raised their young in here last year. I've got another one of these, and it was primarily used again for decoration, but also for a climbing rose to trail on. And the rose did that, and then the birds showed up. So, yeah, it's not something I can clean out. Now here's one in my lilac bush. I'm gonna need a tool for that one. Okay, and this is the last one. The one I added last year to my rose garden to help with the bad bugs. I'll try. There it is. I see if I want to clean that out before the next brood would want to consider coming in. So, not one big piece. There you go. Yeah, I like those easy clean ones. So I'll put it back in place. We want these guys to come back. The next generation. Well, didn't take long. Job done. I'm pretty happy. And it's all nice to have all these little houses, potential houses, ready for them before they're even looking. You know, the best time to prepare is yesterday. So ready for spring. And I think some of these birds that I see returning now are too. So we're just making sure they get the best start possible. All right, well, I hope if you haven't subscribed that you will, and I'll keep you posted on the new tenants as these come in. Always so much going on in the garden, or soon will be. And I, for one, am ready. I'm sure you are too. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.